Guys, on TFL Truck Channel, we're doing a very fun series where we're comparing two used trucks that we buy very cheaply. We're calling that series To Hell and Back. And in this video on TFL Classics, we're going to introduce you to the second truck. Last time, Case and Nathan introduced the Dodge Ram 1500, but Tommy is supposed to bring another truck, the next one, and I haven't seen it yet. And it's a Chevy. So guys, the series is called To Hell and Back because we're actually buying these used trucks for under $5,000 or $5,000, and then we're driving them from here in Colorado to Hell's Revenge in Moab, Utah, off-roading them and bringing them back, which is supposed to be interesting because some of these trucks may or may not make it off-road or on the highway, and it's we're partnering with realtruck.com, right?
That's right, Andre, and this is the Chevrolet for the series. I just picked it up. It's a $3,200 1998 K1500 Cheyenne, four-wheel drive, V8 engine, $3,000, $3,200. That's pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
Clean title?
Clean title. It's
Okay.
two owners, so it was
Okay.
bought by this gentleman's family in 2001.
Okay.
So he's had it a long time, and it's a really cool truck. This is a 98, so last year the GMT 400.
I see that, fourth generation, right, truck, a CK series, right? This is a K1500, which means it's four-wheel drive. Dude, I can't quite believe it, but it has no rust, it seems.
Yeah, it's got no rust, it's got no leaks, pretty much everything works. I shouldn't say everything, pretty much almost everything works.
Okay.
Let's pop the hood and show you the engine.
All right. And Tommy, I'm a little bit older than you. I remember, so in '98, I was actually in high school, and one of my guys I used to know in high school here in Boulder actually bought one of these trucks, or his family bought it for him for like his 18th birthday.
That's so cool, Andre. What a cool story. Now, in '98, there were a number of engine options. There was the 4300, the 5000, the 5700.
Yeah.
Then you had the big blocks, and you even had the turbo diesel. This one, based off the VIN, is the 5-liter. So the 305 Chevy engine. I mean, this is the last in the breed of legendary 350 series engines that date back decades and decades before they went to like the Vortex and stuff.
Yeah, and actually this does have a Vortex box on top of it, which is kind of interesting.
Right, I should say before they went to like the 5.3s.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, we had the big green, the old K10 that had the 305 also in it.
Yeah,
a very similar engine.
So this engine has SFI, it was called sequential fuel injection. It was rated at 230 horsepower, 285 pound-feet of torque. So more powerful than the 4.3, less powerful than the 5.7, but still pretty decent output. This one is the 4-speed automatic transmission, and I ran the RPO, the little codes in the glove box, and it's got 373 gears in it.
Wow, that's pretty good, but no locker or no locking differential.
It does not have the G80, and it does not have the Z71 off-road package.
Okay.
But for $3,000, it runs really, really well.
I can't believe it. Dude, look, the battery is clean. The belts seem to be in good shape for the most part. Did you check the oil?
I honestly did not. So there were so many people lined up to buy this truck, I just got at it and ran away. Oh, it's clean.
It seems pretty clean.
Yep.
If I can hold it in place.
I also have a big service history on this truck.
Okay.
There's no warning lights on the dashboard, no check engine lights. It's got good oil pressure, doesn't overheat from the drive home. Yeah, I think it's pretty much ready to go from a powertrain standpoint. Let's talk about the tires because they look a little sad.
Yeah, but we have a little bit of a budget for this series, right? These tires, yeah, they're not going to cut it. And also this truck is riding a little low, I think. So we may have to put a slight lift on this if we can.
Yeah.
With the budget for the series, but these tires, I mean, they're okay on the street probably. I don't know how old they are. Let me look for the sticker.
While you do that, I'll tell you the budget. So, $5,000 to buy the trucks.
Oh, I found it. It's 2017. Right. So it's actually 4 years old.
4 years old. Yeah, they're going to go anyway. So $5,000 to buy the truck. This was $3,200. So we have $1,800 in upgrades.
Okay.
Plus, we have a budget at realtruck.com of $1,500 on top of that.
For parts.
Yeah. So we're like halfway through the total budget in the truck on this one. And I'm thinking we could do lift, tires, and maybe even like a G80 rear locker.
Dude, that's possible.
It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's very possible. And let's look at the interior first, right?
Yes.
And then go to the bed. Hey, Look at the door cards. They look almost new.
Yeah, it's really not bad. So the mileage on this truck is 206,000. Certainly some stains there.
A couple stains, and I see the four-wheel is actually a lever, not a button, not a push button.
Yeah, there was an optional setup where you could have a four-wheel drive push button in '98. And the other thing too, so you had single cabs, you had crew cabs.
Yes.
This is an access cab.
Yes.
But it's
with no access.
Yeah, no access on this access cab. There was an optional third door. You didn't get 4, but you could have got 3 where this swings out.
That doesn't work.
No, that doesn't open at all. So what you do instead is you pull the lever, and that's the access to the rear seat.
Can I try to get in?
Yeah, go in there.
Okay, let me see. I think I used to do this in high school.
There you go.
Oh, hey! I was able to move the seat. Well, it's tight quarters.
It's small. It's very small.
But it's okay.
And it works. So options on this truck, it's a Cheyenne, and it's got power locks. It's got a tape deck.
And
I think that's it. Power locks and a tape deck.
no, but it's got wind down windows, cranks.
So in '98, Andre, as I understand it, there were 3 main configurations: the W, the Cheyenne, and the Silverado. This one is the Cheyenne, which was kind of like the middle trim. But for what we need it for, out in the dirt and out in Moab, why are there so many planes today?
But wait, the Canadian geese are gonna come over next.
Yeah, that's next. But anyways, I think the Cheyenne should be good for what we use it for. What do you think of the topper? Do you like the topper?
Well, I don't like that the tint is peeling, but I love the topper in general. This could be an overland rig.
This is a little weird. I'm not sure that screams like off-roady overland rig.
No, but you know what this screams? If this bed, is this a 5.5 or a 6?
I think it's a 6.
This is almost a 6.
I think it's a 6.
You know, you could put like a mattress in there, and you can actually like sit up.
Yeah.
Because you have room, and you can actually use it for camping.
But look at this, like the bed sides, absolutely no rust in the sides, no rust in the rockers. It's got the original exhaust on it. It passed emissions. We had to get emissions test on it. So that's all good in the back here. I mean, like, there's no dents in it. What were they using this truck for? It's really clean.
Oh, so it did come from Wyoming, right?
It did, yeah. It's a Wyoming truck. Ooh, the struts are kind of shot.
The tailgate opens?
What is this?
It's a chin spoiler.
Oh, it's got a chin spoiler on it.
What is that?
Let's see what's in here. This is...
Oh, taillights!
Look at that.
Way.
Brand new taillights.
Because these are a little bit shot, kind of.
Oh, heck yeah,
I
dude.
can't believe that. Did you know you were getting that?
No, Andre, so here's the deal.
Yeah.
$5,000 to buy a four-wheel drive truck seems like a pretty easy thing to do. But for whatever reason, I don't know if it's a stupid virus or what's going on, but we've had the hardest time finding trucks of any age for $5,000 with four-wheel drive that run and drive well.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is, well, first of all, this is Colorado.
Right.
Right, so four-wheel drive is very important. And probably people are snapping them up. I saw, I went to look for a Ford F-150.
Yep.
The guy was asking like $2,000 over book value, and it was purchased the same day.
I know, it's crazy. And this one, it popped up on Craigslist. My dad called the guy immediately. Super, super nice guy. We pretty much bought it over
Straight
the
up.
phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it turned out to be, I think, hopefully, a good buy. It's got a hitch.
Yeah, we can maybe do a night gauntlet. Well, no. But it's got an old style kind of, connector for the trailer lights, but it does have a little 4-pin, it looks like. And a hitch, what, 6,000 pounds?
Yeah, according to the manual, it's rated to tow 6K max.
Yeah.
So it's an automatic with 373 gears, so it should be 6K. All right, we should probably make sure it drives pretty well. Buzzer works, that's always good. I will say, the doors seem to have sagged a little bit over the years. Like, you really got to slam them. Anyways, start her up. Tape player sounds a little grumpy, but apart from that, no warning lights. The idle is really smooth. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Okay, 4-speed column shifted automatic, 206,163 miles. First gear is good. The steering is so much better than the Dodge Ram we just bought. The Dodge Ram steering is pretty good for a 20-year-old truck, but it's got a lot of play in it. This is just crisp. And then hold on, videographer Alex, try the brakes. Yep, those work. No ABS lights, no airbag lights. Engine's up to temp. Let's try the power here. All right. Wowzer! You get up to 4,000 RPM. This thing hauls butt. That's pretty good. Now, I will say, let's hit a bump here. Yeah, the shocks are totally shot. It is like riding a magic carpet, but it's dead quiet. I mean, when you're just cruising along, you can't hear anything. And it doesn't squeak, it doesn't rattle. It's amazing how well these 90s GM trucks are assembled. I mean, it just feels like this thing could go forever. And nothing against second-gen Ram owners. It is a much cooler looking truck, I'll give you that. But this is so much better made. I mean, it's just better assembled. The dashboard hasn't cratered. The brakes are better. The steering is better. The power is better. This is just a 5-liter, but it's way quicker than that 5.9 Magnum. This is the one I would choose, but we'll keep that on the DL because I don't want angry Ram people showing up at my office. Original wheels, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah,
It's
I love those
unusual.
actually.
Yeah, you know, your little fuel door there. The rub moldings are still intact on the side. And then things that are broken. Okay, this is important.
Wait, the Cheyenne badge is missing.
Yes, it's in the glove box. The Cheyenne badge has fallen off the driver's side.
Okay.
This mirror is spidered.
Yeah, it got hit somehow.
That's really annoying, especially at night, so we're gonna fix that. The seat on the driver's side, the bolster here, has worn through.
You know, I think every GM truck from that era had this.
I know, every GMT 400 has bolster issues here. The radio is kind of intermittent.
Okay.
So it's got like an antenna issue, and apparently the air conditioning doesn't work.
Did you try the heater? Was the heater?
I did.
work?
Heat
Okay.
works great. So things that do work: steering's great, brakes are good, power feels really good, cruise control works, all the gauges work, all the lights work. The cassette player's jammed, definitely jammed. But I mean, apart from that, like, you know, power locks, that's all good. Door panels are good.
And the dashboard is good?
Dashboard's got a little crack there. It's got no airbag lights. Hazards work. I mean, it's a truck. It does what it needs to do.
Dude, I'm seriously impressed. I cannot believe $3,000 or $3,200. I cannot believe. With you know, the topper costs like $1,000.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm pretty dumbfounded. Although people in the comments will say
What?
we overpaid by about $3,000 because regardless of the truck purchase, we always overpay by about $3,000. So I'm sure someone could have got this for $200. But for what we needed for, it's really freaking good.
So the other truck is, the video is on the same channel here, right here at TFL Classics, is a 2001 Dodge Ram 1500.
Yeah.
So we're trying to buy, not the same generation necessarily, but kind of the price is our main objective, right?
Yes, exactly. So there's a pretty good overlap between the second gen Dodge and this era of K-Series trucks. So they were at one point direct competitors. By 01, Chevrolet had kind of shifted a little bit more to the newer generation truck. But I mean, gee whiz, it's a good truck.
So now we just need a Ford, right?
Yeah. For the last 2 weeks, my entire life has been Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. And for the best-selling truck in the USA for the last 40, 100 years, apparently you can't get them used, so I don't know where they all went. But we got the Dodge, it was $5,000, the black one. We got the Chevy, now we just need like an early 2000s, late 90s Ford.
So yeah, F-150 half ton. So I saw two of them already. One, like I said, was too expensive and sold.
Yep.
The other one had a lot of issues.
Yes, we saw a pretty good one we thought for $4,500. We drive the hour and a half to Lakewood late at night, and it turns out that there was a slurry underneath the oil
It was
filler
milky.
cap.
It was milky.
Yeah, which is like a head gasket or crack block.
Yes. So yeah, if you know if somebody in the Denver area, Boulder area, with an F-150 of that kind of price point, we would love to know.
Let us know. Yeah, and as always, it's been Tommy.
And Andre.
With the Fastlane Classics, check out TFLtruck.com because I've got a full detailed video with this coming up. We'll do old versus new. We're going to play around with it a bunch before we kind of lift it and put big tires on it.
Yeah.
But woof, I'm excited about this one.